Well, after the big mess of self-portraits that didn't really work out, I'm ready to move back to my comfort zone, landscapes and trees.
These are photos I took at Bayside Los Osos, and I decided I wanted to paint the eucalyptus tree. Here's the picture and my thumbnail. I started this painting differently. I wanted to use my charcoal pencil to get the branches of the tree worked in before I gave it a start. When you use charcoal on a canvas, you always want to draw it in, but then you want to kind of rub it off so you're not fighting with the leftovers of your charcoal while you're painting this. You'll notice I decided not to do an underpainting this time. So it kind of is fun to do different ways, different techniques as you go along. Here's the rub off. So I started this painting with a yellow ochre outline and undertone. I almost right away started adding some lavender, a little heavy on the alizarin crimson side for the tree. I was really concerned about getting in that eucalyptus kind of look with the scaling bark and the different colors in the bark. As things went along, I started adding just piece by piece, sort of a random kind of block in. I feel like my undertone was a little heavy on the red side, and it wasn't exactly, when I got down the road, it wasn't exactly the look I was looking for. The way I started this painting was very fragmented, and I was really kind of doing it for the fun, just to get back into trees and, I don't know, just have a better time. Sometimes when I'm making paintings for a video, I feel like I lose the joy of it. I'm trying to do something interesting, and what I've noticed when I watch back on the videos is it's not very interesting watching me paint. I get bored watching me paint, and so I do a lot of cutting. Probably 90% of what I tape is cut, um, because I don't want you to be bored. I want you to enjoy watching and learn something. So here I am playing around with the leaf color. I was thinking I should wish I could do leaves in lavender like I see some people do. And then I tried it first and then I ended up back to the greens again. It just seems more normal looking to me when I work with green. So here's where I started working on the horizon. So the sky is very light, lower in the painting, and I was using cerulean blue with white added, and the lower it is on the painting, the more white is added. This is a little darker cerulean blue mixture. And then I went back and kind of darkened it a little bit. I felt like it needed something else. And as I was putting the sky in, I was thinking, wait a minute, there's not supposed to be so much sky. There's supposed to be darkness for the trees. And so I started adding more leaves, or tree, I should say. As I went up on the painting, I used cobalt blue and white, and that is a little darker blue, and that's up higher. And then the left-hand side of this photograph was really where the ocean was, and so there was kind of a little bit of fog coming in on the left. Now here, there's a big window behind me, and the color is just really not good at all. So sorry about the lack of color, but you can see me continuing to work on this painting. The bark was a real challenge. I've tried to do that scaling, swirling pattern of the bark before, and I was determined I was going to get it right this time. Now the leaves that belong to this eucalyptus tree in the front are going to be darker because it's closer. And then I decided I needed to mix a little bit more green in the back trees, and of course over time you'll see that I'll dull that out a little bit. Now these trees are supposed to be pretty dense, and I actually put more sky in than is really apparent in that photograph. I'll come back and I'll take away a little bit of that sky a little bit later. I'm always surprised when I watch these videos when I'm editing how much dab, dab, dab is going on. I think it needs to be more big swaths of color rather than the dabs that I'm doing. I do have to say, though, that's probably stemming from my idea that I need to follow the rules. There's lots of rules with painting, like having different types of edges, using a underpainting, having items of three, odd numbers. There's a bunch of them, and even though I know I don't have to follow the rules, I always think I'm messing up if I don't. Eventually, these paintings seem to work out. Not always, but eventually. Most of them do, hopefully. You can see this is the mixture of the eucalyptus and cypress, and I'm trying to make the cypress look kind of windblown.
So I think I'm done with this painting. I changed it a little bit. You'll notice right over here there was a parking lot and a fence and a car, and I didn't think that would add anything to the scene, so I left out the car and the fence. So this is a combination of eucalyptus trees and cypress trees. They're all mixed together. So I use the back and forth movement of the cypress trees, and then I use the kind of drippy sort of leaves for the eucalyptus. And the ocean is over coming from this side. You can almost see a hint of it over here. And so the fog is kind of rolling in up top, and that's why it looks like that. But I tried to portray some of the characteristics of the eucalyptus tree, where the bark is various colors and peeling. Say hi, Tucker. And it's a little difficult to see in this light, but there we have it. I hope this was interesting to you. Happy painting!